Good evening, Internet. The Real Shroom here. Welcome to another episode of the Pet Deck series where I play my favorite decks and cards in Magic the Gathering. And my favorite deck is this Esper Banditless control deck that I've played a lot in Standard lately, which I like to play every time there's a major shakeup in Standard, like a new set releasing, or in this case, a major ban announcement. And wow, WotC really dropped the ban hammer down very hard in a way that's very pleasing to me, although not entirely pleasing. We'll go over that a bit in the deck tech. What is Banditless control? Let's take a look. So the plan is the same as it's been the last 10 times that I played this deck. Interact is the name of the game. We're going to make you discard cards from your hand with Duress, Binding Negotiation, Liliana, Jekt, who is still sort of on the fence. I still have yet to connect an attack with Jekt. He's always gotten removed right away, which makes me think maybe he should be a hostile investigator instead, who he's basically replacing. But I'm giving Jekt one last try, because he seems like if he flips, he could be really good to our game plan, making our opponents discard, letting us discard, and killing their stuff. And then also we've got an Aklazotz. So that's the discard element. Interaction point number 2 is on the stack. We're going to counter your stuff with Spell Pierce, 3 steps ahead, no more lies. And then anything that makes it to the battlefield, we're going to remove with our cut downs, with our exercise, Get Lost, Anoint with Affliction, Bitter Triumph. Strategic Betrayal is a new addition because with the bannings, I think graveyard decks are going to become a lot more popular. So I wanted to add one piece to the main board that actually does exile the graveyard. Strategic Betrayal, I think, is actually quite a good card. It's just is an edict that also exiles your opponent's graveyard. That's good. We've got some sweepage in the form of a split up 2 Days of Judgment and 1 Ultima, which maybe can be swapped out now that Corey Steel Cutter has rotated. But for now, rotated meaning gotten banned because it was totally broken. But I'm keeping the one of Ultima just for now, just in case any artifact synergies pop up. I could see like Simulacrum Synthesizer coming back with all the bannings. And then we've got The End, which, of course, like the one deck that was not hit at all by the bannings was Dimir. So, unfortunately, I think it's time to start main boarding The End again to hit those Kaidos and Enduring Curiosities. Really wish Wizards would have hit something from that deck like Enduring Curiosity, because we're probably going to have to play against Dimir an awful lot as the sole remaining like S tier deck that wasn't really impacted by the bans. And then, of course, because we got these disparate elements, we want to draw them at the time when it's appropriate to do so. So we've got some card draw. 3 steps ahead can be a card draw spell. We've got 2 of Deduce. The 4 of Stock Up is the major addition from last time. Just an amazingly good card draw piece that didn't get banned. And then we got Meringue River Regents for a card draw piece that is also win cons. Speaking of win cons, we're packing serious heat with our threats that we are bringing. Unstoppable Slasher is just a great standalone threat. We've got Jekt. We've got Scavenger Regent, who doubles as a sweeper for non-dragon creatures. Really good card. We've got Sheoldred, of course, who's going to rotate soon. So let's enjoy her while we can. And then we've got the River Regents, and we've got a 1 of Liliana Dreadhorde General. So, yeah, the main plan is mostly the changes that have been made has been the addition of The End and the swapping out of the removal suite to more effectively target Dimir and other mid-range decks. But we still have some hate for the aggro decks in our sideboard, as you'll see. Total of 25 lands in the deck, including 1 of each of the Restless creature lands and a couple of Demolition Fields. Still only running 25, although our mana value suggests we should be running 26 or 27. I'm really trying to avoid adding that 26 land because I think that we don't want to draw extra lands. We want to draw gas, and we have enough card draw where we'll find our lands when we need to. And most of our stuff is in the 2 to 4 range, so 25 should really be enough for our game plan. The sideboard still includes 3 Authority of the Consuls, which was my go-to plan against the red decks. I think it's still possible that there could be aggressive red decks playing, Monastery Swiftseers, Slickshot Show-Offs. The Lizard decks are certainly still out there. The Rakdos-based Lizard decks are a good aggro deck that was sort of pushed out by the mice. So I'm not going down on Authority of the Consuls quite yet. Still running the 3 of, because I think aggro can still be a thing. We've got a 2nd Spell Pierce in the sideboard. We've got an additional Duress and a Poison the Waters in the sideboard to shore up our discard suite against creature or non-creature matchup. Poison the Waters also can be a sweeper against 1 toughness creatures. I do like versatility in my cards. An Anoint with Affliction, as well as a Second the End and a Sunfall are additional removal pieces we can bring in against creatures. Exercise number 2 is there against artifacts, enchantments. Really good against the black decks because it exiles, you know, the Archfiends of the Dross as well as the Unholy Annex. And a couple of Rest in Peace are there against the graveyards, making a total of 3 cards that can hit the graveyard with the Strategic Betrayal in our main. Tishana's Tide Binder is there to hit, like, you know, Simulacrum Synthesizer, Planeswalkers, that kind of thing. Just a good hateful card to have in your sideboard. So that is the current iteration of Banditless Control, which I haven't played much since the bans. I think people are still kind of feeling things out. One thing that I have noticed since I've gotten into Platinum tier is that people are playing Dimir. So that's going to be the deck to beat for certain. And I'm not sure if this deck has the tools it needs. It's close if it doesn't. I think the main board, the end, is kind of a key thing. And the second one in the sideboard is just necessary. Exercise is also a very good card against Dimir because it's all about getting rid of those Enduring Curiosities before they draw 50 cards, which is the reason why Wizards should have banned that card, but they didn't. So anyway, let's see how Banditless Control fares in post-huge ban about to rotate standard metagame. If you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Feed the Ostrich will be our first opponent. We're going to be on the draw. That's a one-lander. I think we do have to mulligan that, unfortunately. We're on the draw and we have a deduce, but still, I think it's too risky to keep a one-lander. Alright, this has a card at least that we can play in the early game, so we'll keep it. We'll bottom probably the end, as it's going to be very hard for us to cast that anytime soon. Okay, Swamp is not a bad draw. We don't currently have access to blue mana, but we don't have any blue cards in hand anyway. Knight of Grace. Oh. That's a little bit of a problem for us, since we're, like, a black deck. Okay, we draw Restless Reef. But do I play my tap land or hold up Anoint with Affliction for another creature? I think I need to hold up Anoint with Affliction for a second creature, so that Lily can kill the Knight of Grace if they play a second creature. Samurai's Katana. Alright, we will exile that token. Take 2. We'll Lily away the Knight of Grace.
Happy to help, but one of your friends has to leave.
2 creatures +2/+2, trample and haste, and is a samurai. Equip 5. Oh. Kimba.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Whenever Kimba or another cat enters, exile, attach up to 1 equipment to it. Okay, they're on equipment, eh? We draw Day of Judgments, but we can't cast it right now. We can cast it next turn. I'm questioning whether I should play this Unstoppable Slasher, because I'll have to block with it. Well, we're certainly playing a tap land here. I think I'm going to hold off on the Slasher till post Sweeper. We're just going to take a hit here. I would love if they committed another creature to the battlefield. Okay, they're just playing the adventure half. The Ether Spark. Alright, let's Day of Judgments. Another Knight of Grace. More Knights of Grace. Oh my goodness. What's going on? Hexproof from black. Alright, I think we'll play a slasher. The Ether Spark. Well, we'll spell pierce that. They still take damage from black creatures, right? It's hexproof from black. Yeah, okay. So I can still block and kill one. No, I can't because they're plus. Okay, Liliana Dreadhorde General is good. I am gonna lose my slasher, but I do get to draw a card.
You get used to the smell.
Adalbert Steiner and Kellen. Alright, let's make a zombie. Let's play Eject.
No way.
And we still have a counterspell available. Alright, attacking Liliana for 4. I'm gonna block. We'll let Lily take 2. I get to draw a card.
Uncivilized.
It's a land.
Quite enjoy necromancy. Fine.
Oh, it
I'll
has
leave.
double strike? Okay. Killen has double strike. Okay. Exercise. Attack with Eject. We get to flip it, which is something I've never done before. That's pretty cool. So we make them discard and we draw a card. Meringue River Regents. Okay, so I think I'll just exercise this sword. We'll grab Swamp and an island. We'll River Regents, bounce your creatures. Actually, I think we won't bounce Kellen. Okay, they scoop. So Boros enchantments or equipment. I think we want exercise, anoint with affliction, spell pierce. Sweepers are going to be good against them. I could see Tishana's being good too. Let's do Tishana's, duress, and sunfall. What's up, Maven? So we got to make some cuts here. 3 steps ahead, probably a little slow. The end, certainly too slow. Actually, I don't think we need duress number 3. 2 is probably enough. Yeah, I mean, we have enough. We have like 4 sweepers main board, so we probably don't need sunfall either. Ultima is going to be sufficient, I think. I really hate get lost against decks with a lot of creatures. Maybe I'll get rid of a cut down. Actually, I'm not sure how much of their stuff is cut downable. That's another consideration. They are playing those Knights of Grace, so I think I will actually bring in Sunfall. Okay, 2 lands is good. They're tap lands. No sweeper. Hand is a little slow and clunky. But we can find something. We've got Deduce, we've got Coil and Catch, so I think I'm actually going to keep this. Opponent mold to 6. Lava Spur Boots, okay. Let's surveil. We don't need a second stock up. Lost GK. Oh, opponent kept a 1-lander. Okay, unfortunately we don't have Demoralized available. Do I want to bin another Meringue River Regent? I think I can, actually. There's the Knight of Grace. Okay. We will Lily that Knight of Grace.
Those who get in my way tend to regret me. I've always hated crowds.
Rebel Salvo.
Whatever. Luck favors
5
the
damage to
foolish,
creature or
after all.
Planeswalker. Okay, let's stock up. We need to find some lands here. Yeah, let's take Meticulous Archive. Do we want 2 lands? I think 1 is probably sufficient. We'll take Archive plus Annoy with Affliction. We'll keep a Fled Farm Verge. Our hand is pretty stocked. Okay. There's the War Whip. We're gonna hit double strike. What does this GT do? Untap target land, target creature can't block. Put a +1/+1 counter on an enchanted creature. Okay. I think we will just kill this. Ward 1. Yeah, we'll kill it. Pay the ward. We still have no more lives available. Alright, they're untapping their land to make their play here. Astor. Counter that. Opponent scoops. Alright. Well, equipment decks are not very good against control decks that have a lot of removal like ours, so... Wowzy. Wozy? With their... That's a Final Fantasy creature. I forget what they're called. Yeah, our hand looks pretty good. We can keep this. Alright, we will lead on our own shadowy back streets. Meringue. We can keep a Meringue so that we can cast it as a card draw spell. Would we get our 4th land? Alright, our Abzan. Overlord. Rite of the Moth. Okay, their Reanimator deck. Well, Strategic Betrayal should be good. It actually does. You can just cast it even if they don't have a creature, and it just exiles their graveyard. So that's kind of nice. Summon Fenrir. It's a good card. So I could Lily away the Summon Fenrir. then they can cast Rite of the Moth. They actually can cast Rite of the Moth anyway and reanimate their overlords. Maybe I should just exile now. I think I will just Strategic Betrayal now. Which means I should have played my tap land. I wasn't thinking. Alright, we got rid of their reanimation spell and the subject of reanimation. So that's good. Alright, so now I am going to Lily get rid of that Fenrir.
This fight finished before brunch.
It's a Moogle.
Haven't
Thank you.
ever heard of personal space?
They're highly featured in the Final Fantasy set. Yuna. Okay, that's another card that's going to be insanely popular. So they get to reanimate their Fenrir. Okay. I don't have a sweeper in hand, which would be nice. Or removal spell for Yuna. I think I'm going to stock up. I'm going to grab Split Up plus what? Plus Anoint with Affliction? I could just anoint this summon Fenrir now. I think it's a good thing to do because it keeps them from getting a counter on another creature, and also it's just going to continue coming back with the Yuna, so might as well get rid of it. And I will plus, what's a discard here?
You won't
I
be
think
outsmarting
probably Unstoppable Slasher. Alright, so
Sorry,
Yuna takes
I'm
down
not interested
Lily.
in dying
Little
today.
Lily. Breaching Dragonstorm. Gets a Town Greeter. So they get to reanimate Breaching Dragonstorms every turn. Yeah, this card is a huge problem. So now, if I split up on untapped creatures, they still get their Yuna, and they can just bring one of these overlords back. Bleachbone Verge. That doesn't really help us. What to do here? I can split up on untapped creatures. I kind of think I have to. Then Yuna reanimates one of the overlords. Then Lily can make them sack Yuna and the overlord. The alternative is taking 14 damage and letting them get back a creature anyway. So yeah, I think this is the way we gotta go. So we're getting rid of untapped creatures. I would prefer them not to play a third creature. Okay, they don't. Okay, they do. The last card was an Overlord. Sunblessed Healer. Gets back a Collector's Vault, and now Yuna gets to reanimate something. Yep, this is the thing with the reanimator decks now. So I think I'm dead. I can meringue and bounce like 2 of these creatures, which means I don't die right away. I can't counter the Yuna on the way back down, unfortunately. So 4 damage to any targets. So we'll bounce, I guess, this Overlord and Yuna. This is not gonna be enough. There's Yuna again. We'll block the Black Overlord, even though it just comes back. Okay, and let's see if we can find like a Day of Judgment or something. Cannot. Okay. So that deck, Overlords plus Yuna, Exercise, Rest in Peace, Sunfall, The End. I think those are the cards we want. We can lose Cut Downs. Anoint Affliction doesn't hit Yuna or any of the Overlords. Might want Spell Pierce also. We'll cut Unstoppable Slashers since we're bringing in Sunfall. Actually, I don't think we want Spell Pierce. Maybe we don't even want Duress that much. Because those Overlords are all creatures, so we'll go like this. Okay, we have a Rest in Peace in hand, which we can't cast. But once we are able to, this hand should be great. We're going to keep. All we need to do is find 1 white source, which we should be able to do. Right, deck? Come on, deck. Hook me up. There's the town greeter. Alright, we don't draw any land at all. Summon Fenrir. Land, please? No, another stock up. Okay, we'll discard stock up because we got 2. Yuna. Okay, we finally found land number 3. We'll go white. And it's tapped. Because we don't have 4 lands yet. Oops. I should have waited, perhaps, to see what my opponent did. So Fenrir is going to come back. Overlord, they just ramped They ramped right into it. So now I think we're dead. Okay, that was like... Let's see. Are we dead? Yeah, this is going to do 4 damage to any target. We can exile it, and then we still take... Well, we kind of just got mana screwed there, but I think from game 1, we saw that you need serious graveyard hate in this meta, because the graveyard decks are out there taking the place of the aggro decks. Kinky Wizard, the Crafty, will be our next opponent. And our hand looks good, so we can keep it. All right, let's lead on our Verge. Dredger's Insight, another graveyard deck. Overlord. All right. Do I want to deduce now or stock up next turn? I think I want to stock up next turn. Overlord. Virtue of Persistence. Okay, absolute 100% graveyard deck. We'll grab a swamp. Island, stock up. I think we want exercise. And we probably want land. We'll discard cut down, I guess. Summon Fenrir. Okay. Virtue of Persistence. I think I'm just gonna play Sheoldred. Alright, they tap out to Terra Sunder, that's good. Unstoppable Slasher. Let's stock up. White Source plus Binding Negotiation. And let's Binding Negotiate. Virtue Persistence, Primal Odin, Fenrir. We'll take Virtue of Persistence. Esper Origins. Search your library for basic land. Whenever you cast the next creature spell. What is this? 8 Moduin. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's permanent, put it into your hand. Yuna. What do you know? Overlord. So again, we can't beat Yuna. Add green. Other creatures you could get +2/+2. I can anoint with affliction this. Yeah. I think I'll anoint with affliction plus exercise. This will make them more likely to play their Yuna, and then I can sweep it up, hopefully. Summon Fenrir. Yuna. Oh, just reanimates the Virtue of Persistence. So now I can't win. Because she can do that. I have a Meringue River Regent that I can use to... Meringue River Regent can let me bounce the Virtue of Persistence. So I guess I just have to sweep untapped creatures. Gets back Yuna. All right, let's deduce. Planes. Okay, let's get lost the Virtue of Persistence. Then we'll Day of Judgment. Lured. Can get back to Yuna. I don't know. Is this better than Omniscience combo? Like, at least the game would be over by now. Is this healthier? Okay, we have a counterspell for Yuna now. That's good. Let's play an Unstoppable Slasher. Oh, but we don't have double blue. It tapped my mana. It tapped both 2 of my blue sources. Really? The auto tapper. I guess I should have monitored that more closely. Primal Odin, okay. Lured. Okay, we can safely scoop now. So, exercise, rest in peace, sunfall. What else is good? The end, number 2. Spell pierce, Tishana's duress. Like, all this small ball removal is no good against them. We can cut Ultima, cut a stock up, maybe cut Slasher since we're bringing in Sunfall. Scavenger Regent, probably not going to be great. Cut Split Up. Okay, we don't have Rest in Peace. We have Stock Up, which maybe can help us find it. I'm gonna keep. We do have 2 discard spells, which should help. Duress. Tear asunder, double bitter triumph. I guess I'll take Esper Origins. We'll keep a Restless Anchorage. Duress. We'll take Bitter Triumph, I guess. Alright, let's stock up. Exercise plus Meringue. Day of Judgments. Alright, let's Binding Negotiate. Virtue of Persistence. I don't think we actually want to put that in their graveyard. So we'll just take Bitter Triumph again. Esper Origins. Sure. So we can kill that. I have this exercise that I can spend on one thing. Let's just pass. Hopefully they'll play their Fenrir and I can Day of Judgments. They still won't be able to hard cast the Virtue. Fenrir, yeah, okay. Well, actually they can hard cast the Virtue, but I have an exercise. Alright, let's draw 3, discard 1. We'll discard Plains. Alright, let us Day of Judgments. Duress. Okay. That's good against us. Take stock up. Esper Origins. Uh-huh. Alright, we draw land. Let's play Aquazotz in our land. Oh, I should have played my land first. I'm so dumb. Now I don't have access to blue mana, and they can tear asunder. That was a terrible play on my part. I just was not thinking ahead. Okay. So we threw away our Aquazotz. We traded it for tear asunder. Summon Fenrir, okay. Yep, Esper Origins. I really need to find Rest in Peace. They top deck an Overlord off their library. Okay, let's get rid of this Restless Cottage before I forget that I can. We'll grab a swamp, I guess. Rest in peace. Thank you. Let's exile this thing. Let's attack with Sheoldred. Opponent blocks. Let's rest in peace. You're really weird. It's a 6-5. Another rest in peace. Okay. Well, let's fire up our anchorage and attack. And let's explore on Shelly. We draw a land. We'll pass. Summon Fenrir, No attack. Okay, fire up the anchorage again. Attack with said anchorage. Explore with Sheoldred. Okay. Play Rest in Peace number 2. Okay, 6. Virtue. Gonna 2-for-1 themselves. No. Ject. We'll leave Ject on top. We'll attack with this anchorage. Not gonna attack with Sheoldred. Let's explore with Sheoldred. We'll leave Ject on top. Draw a card, they take 2. Summon Primordial Odin. Okay. I mean, that is something we're gonna have to deal with. It's gonna kill Sheoldred. We don't actually have an answer for it either. Okay. I mean, this No More Lies is getting worse all the time. Alright, let's play Ject. And we'll pass. Yuna is just a 3/5. Lifelink, Trample, Ward 2. So we'll block there. Oh, it has Trample. Okay, silly me. Huh. Read the cards, I guess. Well, we're not ready for the Yuna decks. That much is clear. Corono will be our next opponent. Opponent mulliganed once. I'm kind of inclined to mulligan this hand as well. Full of super expensive cards. We do have a duress we can cast. I'm gonna mulligan. This is better. So we'll keep bottom, probably demolition field. Play our surveil land. We'll keep this dragon. Emberheart Challenger, so aggro, eh? Alright, let's Binding Negotiation. Torch the Tower, GT, Salvo. Guess we'll take the GT. Cloud. Okay. On Cloud Interest, search for an equipment, reveal it, as long as it's equipped. So I could just X equals 1 and kill Cloud right now. Or I could wait and try to sweep both these creatures. I think I'm going to try to sweep both the creatures. I can get lost the Ether Spark if they play it. Alright, let's get rid of the Ether Spark. Okay, now we can sweep with our dragon. Or we can just sweep normal. And have our play our dragon as a 4/4. I think I just want to sweep normal. And save the dragon as a threat. Alright, they have a Torch the Tower. Let's stock up. Binding Negotiation plus... land, maybe? Binding Negotiation. Take what? Chainsaw, I guess? They still have 2 removal spells. Lightning. Great card. Emberheart Challenger on top. So if I don't kill lightning now, I'm gonna take... Thing that has haste? Yes, it does. 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's gonna be lethal damage. I'm gonna bin that. Right? So I play this. They can torch the tower, kill it. They attack for 1, 2, 3 for the prowess trigger. Doubled because of lightning. 6 plus 4 is 10. So I actually have to kill lightning now. Unfortunately. Which, if I hadn't played lightning recently, I might not have known that that was a play I need to make. Sheltered by Ghosts gets binned. Alright, we're drawing lands now. Let's play Ject. They don't have any clues to sack to Torch. They can pay 3 and Rebels salvo it. Alright, I just draw more land. So now I have to chump block with my Restless Anchorage. Which I can't even do. Well, they don't have sack fodder, so they would have to sack their Emberheart Challenger to torch this. But this is just a chump block. Can I draw a removal spell, please? No. Okay. 4 stock ups. Did we play stock up this game? We did. It wasn't enough. Okay. So against equipment aggro, we want Authority of the Consuls. We want Beza. We want Anoint with Affliction. Maybe Sheoldred. Probably good. I don't think we need the end. Can cut a 3 steps ahead. I think we'll cut, eject. Bitter Triumph, we probably don't want. Get Lost, we don't want against mice. And we'll cut a meringue. This hand is really not good against what our opponent is doing. We don't have a play until turn 3, and we have nothing none of our sideboard cards. Let's mulligan that. All right, here we have an Authority of the Consuls. It's not turn 1, but it's still pretty good, so we'll keep. And bottom. I know Aclazotz is good against them. What do I bottom here? Deduce? Probably Deduce. I don't know. Like this definitely is going to have a target. Aclazotz is a great late game play against them. I think this is correct. Okay, let us Authority the Consuls. Let us Duress. Sheltered, Soul Guide Lantern. Bunch of 2-drops. We don't really care about Soul Guide Lantern, so we'll just take Sheltered by Ghosts. Emberheart Challenger. Interest tapped. Alright, this is land number 5. We still would like to draw some removal, because Cloud will just find them in equipment. Or a sweeper. There's Zach Fair. And there's Cloud. Split up. The Sword of Once and Future. Okay. That's a good one. Protection from blue and from black. If it has ability or that ability triggers an additional time. Whenever a quick creature deals combat damage to a player, surveil 2, then you may cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. They don't have any instants or sorceries. Still, Cloud is the most dangerous creature with all their equipment. I think I am going to exile Cloud. 3 steps ahead. Well, Aclazotz, it's up to you, buddy. They have this sword that gives them pro blue and black. Sheltered by Ghosts. It's a good draw. Okay, I need some removal, please. Thank you. He can sack Zac Fair, though, to give the Emberheart Challenger indestructible. And it gets a Valiant trigger, too. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think we had to do it, though. They don't have an instant or sorcery to get back. And again, we just draw lands. So yeah, the Zac Fair was huge, acting as a protection against sweeper, giving indestructible. Uh-oh. I was too late to declare my block. Rukosu, the Ambitious, will be our final opponent. It is sad, I agree. And yeah, our hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. Opponent mulls to 6. We'll surveil Demolition Field. I mean, land is good, right? We'll keep land number 4. It's good in the early game. We'll play our Painful Black land. Or blue land, rather. Okay. Opponent could be blue-white control. Let's stock up. See if they counter this. They do. Okay, so it looks like blue-white control. Alright, well, extra... the ending Beza would be good. They don't play Beza. Okay. Let's get rid of their Fountain Port. We'll grab island number 2. Alright, we draw more 3 steps ahead. So we'll certainly use one of these as a card draw spell. Yeah, let's go ahead and draw and discard. They counter again. They do. Okay. Liliana. I like Liliana. Start eating their hands. We can discard, cut down.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Temporary lockdown. Get lost.
Delay, nothing more.
Strategic Betrayal. Do I want to start attacking with my Restless Anchorage? Yeah, I think I do. Let's in fact explore with it before we attack. Okay, we make our land drop. Split up. Okay. Let's try that again. Explore. Duress. We'll keep a Duress on top. Oh, I should have cracked this second clue. I'm so dumb. Why did I not explore again? There's nothing I can play for 2. These 2 drops are all sorceries. So there's no reason for me not to crack this second clue. All right. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and crack it. I could bluff like I have a 1-drop, but I'd rather just get the value. Stock up. Okay, let's duress. Elspeth, memories returning, bunch of counterspells. Okay, we'll take Elspeth. They've got a Meringue River Regent too, which they actually can't cast next turn. So I want to hold up a counterspell for any reason. I guess not. Let's attack. Make a clue. They can ride in. Okay. Sure. They're just gonna draw cards. Sure. Day of Judgments. Not what we're after. Stock up. I could counter. Then they counter back. I think it's worth it. Boy, they have a lot of counter spells. They 3 steps ahead back. Okay, sure. I didn't crack my clue before attacking. I'm so dumb. My map. Demolition field. Beza. Alright, binding negotiation. Negates. Okay. The end on Beza. Opponent scoops. Okay, so against control, Spell Pierce, Duress, Sheoldred, The End, Tidebinder. We don't need Cut Down. We don't need Anoint with Affliction. We have all these sweepers we really don't need. Maybe I want Exercise also. We can cut some of these sweepers like Ultima, A Day of Judgment. We can cut Strategic Betrayal. We have no blue mana, but we have good spells if we find it. We're on the draw. Opponent mulliganed once, but I think I like our hand. We just need to surveil to find us blue. And we get black mana instead. Tishana's, well, we're gonna bin that. Can I have a Magic the Gathering blue mana card, please? I would accept a Duress. Okay, there is a blue source. Thank you. Think twice, sure. All right, we're gonna pass. Flashback, think twice. We're gonna attempt to draw some cards. They negate. All right, we didn't draw a blue source, so let's hope they don't have spell pierce. Okay, we'll take Sheoldred plus Fabled Passage. I should not have played my land there. Elspeth.
Join the fight.
All right, let's get rid of Elspeth once and for all. Meringue, stock up, get lost, no more lies. Overlords. Lauren, Kutsil's flanker. Rest in peace, huh? Stock up. Yep. Okay, we draw an island. Just play our dragon as a 4/4. No more lies. We'll spell pierce that. Overlord. Gonna get lost. Our dragon. Discarding a card to pay the ward costs. Can I draw a discard spell? That'd be great. Stock up. Let's stock up. Exercise plus duress. Thank you. Oh, but duress can't hit the dragon. All right, let's exercise the Overlord. So silly. All right, they're just drawing cards with their dragon. All right. So let's duress. We've got 2 lands. Let's split up untapped creatures. Pass the turn. Another dragon. Oh, just drawing cards. Okay, sure. Rest in peace. Doesn't do anything to us. Duress. Now they do have a Fountain Port and a Restless Anchorage, which we'll have to deal with. Opponent scoops. Okay. They're on the like 2 win cons plus counterspells planned, and we are playing the end, so I guess that means we win. All right, so our final record with this version of Banditless Esper Control post-ban was a 2-3, which I think we learned a couple things for sure. Number one is we are not prepared for the Yuna matchup, which has so much more redundancy than the the Omniscience combo. I think the slots that you dedicated to hating out Corey Steelcutter now need to switch over to being graveyard hate slots. Like I think I want to run 4 Rest in Peace in my white sideboards, because Yuna is a real card. The Overlords are still out there. Virtue of Persistence coupled with Yuna is devastating. You know, it got great new pieces in the new like Flage enchantment, in the Summon Fenrir's. There's just so much support for that strategy right now that I think you need serious graveyard hate. A couple of like Rest in Peace in your sideboard is not going to be enough to thwart those decks. So and those decks, they also ramp very effectively with their Summon Fenrir's and their what's it called? Their Overlords of the Hauntwoods. I've often wondered if it's worth hating out ramp as a strategy, because of decks like that. You know, like there's so many good ramp cards in Standard that like you play 8 or 12 ramp cards and the rest of your deck is just like 5 and 6 drop bombs. That's a strategy that's actually pretty effective in Standard right now, just because of how good the ramp is. And it's very effective in that Yuna deck. So I think it might be worth sideboarding cards like Urza's Silex as a 1 or 2 of, just as hate for the strategy of ramping, which is something that's going to be more popular with the bans. Okay, so we gotta shore up our matchup against Yuna. That's definitely established. We also lost to a Boros control deck. You know, I think we're still a bit heavy on the 4+ plays in this deck. We actually got to see Jack do his thing once, which was cool, but it was kind of a win more in that situation. I think 1 or more of these cards could be swapped out for like just another Go for the Throat or Shoot the Sheriff or something, some kind of removal that's good against aggressive decks. Because we can still lose to aggro draws from, you know, Emberheart Challenger is still a good card. There's a lot of support for Boros Aggro decks still. All kinds of red-based aggro decks. So I don't think that we can afford to relax our matchup against those decks as much as we have. But I think that's just a matter of swapping out. Definitely not the end, because the end was great in these matches. We could cut like I don't know, we could cut Eject and add a 2-mana removal spell of some kind. Ride's End, Go for the Throat's about to rotate, but you know, Shoot the Sheriff, something to that effect. That's a little bit good. That's good against aggro decks, and to lower our curve slightly. So yeah, we got trounced by Yuna. We need more tools against Yuna. A little bit more help against aggro would be helpful as well. So yeah. Other than that, though, I think that the deck is well positioned. It is certainly nice not to lose on turn 3 to like a Heartfire hero with Monstrous Rage and Manifold Mouse. That's cool. We didn't run into Dimir tonight, which is surprising. We're in Platinum tier now, so we should be starting to get a little sweaty. That matchup, that deck is the best deck in Standard right now, I'm convinced. So that matchup, whether you can beat that deck or not, is going to be the true test of whether you can survive in the higher tiers of Standard. And we didn't fight it today, and I haven't really fought it with this deck since the ban. So that is a test that remains to be seen, whether this deck has what it takes to overcome the Enduring Curiosities and the Kaidos. But I'm probably not going to play this deck for another little while. Maybe after rotation, I'll play it again with new cards, because I play this deck so much. You know, it is my pet deck after all. But anyway, for tonight, my takeaways are more graveyard hate for Yuna. You need like a full playset, and a little more help for aggro. But other than that, I think the deck's cool. It's fun. It's powerful. It has good cards. It certainly is. It's a 3-colored deck in a meta where mana is really bad, so it is prone to like getting color screwed at times. I think we have the right amount of card draw though to help us avoid that as much as possible. I don't know. I just think it's a really fun deck. Interact. I like really interactive decks because they compensate for perhaps my mid-lane skill as an MTG player. I did make some mistakes tonight, but the games that we lost were because the matchups were bad, I think, and not because of any mistakes that I made. Anyway, that's going to do it for this edition of my pettiest deck, which is Esper Standard Banditless Control. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, and if you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday and Friday. There's a link to that in the description as well. I bid you all enjoy the rest of your week, and see you next time.